What's in this box is hard to explain, but it's literally priceless. Hey friends, Joe the Farmer here, and today we have really two jobs that we need to do. One is our driveway is washed out again. After all the stuff we've had in the winter, now we've had, you may have seen on the news, there's been a lot of flooding, a lot of tornadoes, a lot of crazy stuff in the south. Fortunately, we have been spared from a lot of the really bad stuff, but our driveway's washed out. I'll put some images in here. We can give you kind of an idea what it looks like. We just need to throw the box blade on there, and Clay's gonna ride the tractor with me. We're gonna fix the driveway. And then we actually had one of our subscribers send us a package, which is incredibly kind, incredibly humbling. We're gonna actually open it here on camera and let y'all see what it is. Rick from Virginia, thank you so much for your kindness, always leaving great comments, and I think that y'all are gonna be kind of surprised when you see what's in this package. It's something that's truly priceless, so we'll put it that way. But let's get this driveway fixed, and then maybe we'll head up to the deck and we'll open it up, because I think Clay's gonna be really interested in this too. So anyway, let's go get this driveway fixed.
Wait, you already... Tiny spot.
Watch down here. Go ahead. That locks it in. Go ahead and do it on the other side. Good job. Okay, so I've actually talked about this box blade before. This is a Titan Implement medium duty 6-foot box blade, and it's a great box blade. It is not bent or scarred anywhere. It's just a little dirty at this point. I didn't want to have to bring the scarifiers down, because if you bring the scarifiers down, it really kind of makes a little bit more of a mess, but we really need it at this point. It doesn't make sense to go up and down here and not just do it and do it right. So it may take me about another 30-45 minutes of time, but I'm gonna go ahead and put these at just at least a mild setting to where they can break up some of this hard packed crush and run. That stuff really turns into almost like concrete, because it's, you know, crush and run, if you're not familiar, it's bigger stones mixed with almost like a limestone dust. So when the rain and the compaction of driving over it and the tractors and cars and everything else, it almost turns it to concrete. I'm gonna go ahead and lower these things while Clay's gonna come over here and work on his quarterbacking skills. Go ahead, show us his quarterback skills, Clay. 2-step drop back. Get rid of the ball. All right, I'm gonna get to work on this. Okay, so I know a lot of you out there have tractors, and some of you have Ventracs with the power rake. Dave, I've seen that thing in action. It's pretty awesome. But for any of those who out there who are new with tractors, I just want to kind of give you an idea of what I'm talking about with scarifiers. So the box blade will take all this material that you get off the road and pile it up in here, and you can lift this point here where the material will go under there, which will leave a smooth surface. But if you look here, a lot of this is just kind of dusty crush and run that's, you know, it's dirt and everything else. It's kind of compacted in there. So these scarifiers will, if you tilt the box blade this way, this part will engage there and break that up, and then the material will kind of get loosened up in there. Again, I know this is 101 for a lot of you out there, and a lot of you out there have a lot better or more experience than I do. So, you know, bear with me as we kind of, you know, we help the guys who are newer with tractors kind of learn a couple tips and tricks, because I'll be honest, I mean, that's how I learned a lot of this stuff too. So if any of y'all have recommendations or things that you do, leave them in the comments. We'd love to know, and, you know, share it with the group. So let's get this driveway fixed. Whoop! It's a little nut. All right, it's looking good. There's just so much material on this driveway. It's years and years and years of abuse, and I really wish there was a crown on this thing, but my gosh, the amount of time it would take me to put a crown on this driveway it'd be a lot. It'd be a lot of time. Like everybody else, we're short on that. Okay, so I am really happy with the results. I think it looks great. It looks really smooth, looks really good. The scarifiers really kind of tore up that hard compact stuff that I just, the scraper is great, but that scraper blade, it will kind of just scoot over it if you don't break it up. So definitely spent more time on this than I wanted to today, but I did it and did it right, and that's important when you're doing a job. You want to do it right. So let's head up to the cabin, and I do want to go ahead and show you that package that I promised you. I know Clay, he kind of bailed on me from riding, but going back and forth, it does get boring. So I'm kind of with him. But I want to show you that package that Rick sent, and again, it's really cool. And Rick, thank you again. Rick from Virginia, such a great friend here now through the channel. We really appreciate that kind of relationship. And as I've said before, our favorite part of this channel is the comments and meeting everyone. And Rick is certainly one of those people. So Rick, I appreciate you, buddy. We're gonna go up there, open that package here in a minute. All right, so we're gonna do the unboxing. And what's in this box is hard to explain, but it's literally priceless. There is no value to this whatsoever that can, there's no value that can be put on it because there's nothing really like it. And what's in this box is literally millions of years old. So
wait, what?
Yeah, so it's literally millions of years old. So Rick is a I guess you call him a prospector. He does metal detecting, and he searches for items on beaches, and some of the stuff this guy does is very, very impressive. Really cool, the stuff he looks for. And we all have our individual hobbies. We like to hunt and do firewood and fishing and everything like that, and I love hearing about what other people's hobbies are. So if there's something unique that you like to do, we'd love to know. But I'm going to let the kids open this up and take a look at it, if we can get the tape open.
I know. Oops.
May need to get a knife. Oh, there you go. Hop in here. It's kind of like Christmas morning, huh?
Except everyone usually has a pocket knife Christmas morning.
We do. And so on Christmas, we usually, if my father-in-law is with me or anything like that, we usually all have pocket knives because you have to put everything together. And a small screwdriver and batteries.
I see a bag.
Okay, careful. These are priceless artifacts. Hold on. Here, you open that one.
I'm falling out.
Ooh, there's money in here too.
I have mine. Here. Cool. Here's one more. I don't understand.
These are Indian head pennies. There's some of these in there. I don't know if that's going to focus or not. We're working with a new camera here, which I'm really happy with so far, but
I don't understand.
Indian head penny. This one's from 1902. This one is from 1901.
Wow. That's like
really cool.
That's more than 100 years ago. Yeah, I have arrowheads.
Well,
wait, is this a shark tooth? That's a megalodon shark tooth.
how did you know that?
Because it's
see.
bigger than a great white shark tooth, and it's more than 7 inches.
Can I put it in my room?
So the largest so this is a megalodon shark tooth. If anyone, megalodon are extinct. Megalodon and dinosaurs are both extinct, and they didn't live at the same time, believe it or not. Megalodon sharks, I believe, lived 66 million years after dinosaurs. Rick, hop in the comments and correct me if I'm wrong on that. Please, give us any detail that you would. But, I've got a big hand, and to give you an idea how big this shark tooth is, I mean, that is a big shark tooth, and this is literally
It's probably as big as my hand. So I have pretty big hands. It's
for a 9-year-old.
for a 9-year-old, yeah. But it's pretty much as big as my hand.
Probably one of the coolest things I think I've ever seen. I've never seen one of these in person before. I've read about megalodon sharks. I think it's one of those things where you really wonder if they ever really even existed. But a megalodon shark would eat 2,500 pounds of food per day. So that's basically the size of like a really big cow. Okay, well, so let's get to these real quick. So these, Rick wrote, these were found while metal detecting a farm field. These are Indian arrowheads, spear points, etc. And he got these, he found these on late February, 2/27/21. Rick sent these to us probably about a month ago, and I feel terrible that I haven't done an unboxing of this thing. I wanted to open it with the kids because I think this is incredibly fascinating. But when he sent these to us, that was right before the ice storm, and as you've been following the channel, we've been a little busy chainsawing and doing everything else. This is really one of the first opportunities we had together to open this, and this is really fascinating. But again, this is an Indian arrowhead spear point, and this is just history, y'all. I mean, this is just incredibly fascinating to see stuff like this, and just to know. Yeah, I kind of go to the morbid place of wondering, like, what did this actually, would it kill? You know, was it?
I think this is one of the front teeth because most sharks have many rows of teeth. And knowing megalodons, if they eat megalodons, I said megalodon. I said
You
megalodon.
don't know megalodons.
And knowing megalodons eat so many pounds of food per day, this could probably be one of the back teeth.
Yeah, it could be. But, you know, something else to know about sharks and megalodon sharks also is sharks don't have bones. So in order to find relics or artifacts from a megalodon shark, really the tooth is the only part that you can find from it. So I don't know anything about megalodon sharks, honestly. I mean, I think they're fascinating. I loved dinosaurs and all those things growing up, and just kind of learning about that kind of stuff. Because again, you want to know, what was on the earth before you were. Okay.
A lot of ones from the Doug Cole War. Doug Cole, ever heard of it?
I don't know what this says. Doug Civil War bullets. I think this says these were Doug Civil War bullets. New something counts.
They're soft.
Okay, so that's definitely a spent bullet. You can see where that one's all kind of banged up. It may have hit something.
New counts.
This
New
one I don't
coat
think was
counts.
spent because it's almost perfect.
Yeah, this one looks brand new. So that's a Civil War bullet. So any of you muzzleloader hunters out there, this looks a lot like power belts.
But they shot it with a musket, I'm pretty
Yeah, well,
sure.
they shot. Yeah, it was.
Or a
Well, it would have been
baker's
a
rifle.
muzzle-loaded rifle.
Or a baker's rifle.
So if you're not familiar with the Civil War kind of weapons, what they would do is, similar to modern muzzle loaders, it just means you load from the end versus loading from the breech. And you would put your powder in. You would typically put some kind of water, something that would go on top of the powder and the bullet, and then you would push the bullet down, and this little cavity there would hold the powder under it. And then, of course, the powder, you put your flint on there, or if you would have, I don't know if they had primers or flint back then. It was probably just flintlock, I would assume.
Flint.
Well, the flintlock would have been the Revolutionary War, so that would have been a different time frame. So the Civil War, they had primers. So you put the primer on there, a hammer would hit the primer, a spark would hit, ignite the powder, and then this would come shooting out of the barrel. So I see all the time people talk about how they can shoot out to 300 yards, 200 yards with a muzzleloader, and if you watched our video this year on the 8-point buck where my scope mount came loose and I missed on an 8-point buck twice, I missed on him. Muzzleloaders are not nearly as accurate as a rifled barrel. So I mean, technology's gotten way better on those kinds of things. But anyway, Rick, this is incredibly cool, and I hope that our subscribers and other people that watch this channel enjoy seeing this kind of stuff, because any kind of history, Americana, just the things that kind of built our world and built where we are now is just fascinating to me. And this is the kind of thing where Betsy's asked 100 times if she could put it in her room. But I think we will probably find a place where everyone who can come through our house and walks by it can ask a question about it, and this could just be a great little story to tell about.
We have a big wall full of pictures of our family.
Yeah, we have a lot of old stuff in our family too, but this is probably the oldest thing I think we have now. So, Rick, you're a gentleman. Thank you for sending these to our family. We really appreciate them, and we will cherish this kind of stuff because this is just, again, it's truly priceless. All right, I'm gonna let them go ahead and wrap that stuff up, and we are going to definitely display it in some cool areas. Rick, I really appreciate you sending that. It's very, very cool, very generous of you to do, and we just appreciate everyone's kind words of support. And we have a lot of firewood to split today. We have some chainsawing to do, and we're gonna start getting work on that stuff. So with that said, appreciate y'all for watching. I'll see you in the next one. I'm Joe the Farmer. We out.